Live from Jersey Shore, it's Hometown Heroes, starring Mike Schwartz and Adam Hirschhorn. With our guests tonight, Don Most, Robert Shepard, and Peter Grossman and Don Ognoski. Ladies and gentlemen, your host tonight, Mike Schwartz.
From Jersey
Oh my
Shore.
God! Were you drinking before you did that? Donna Gronsky's gonna. You just murdered Donna Gronsky's name. That's okay. Welcome to our new version of Late Night with Hometown Heroes. We unfortunately aren't in the studio this week. We want to thank Mike West. Unfortunately, they were tied up, and with the social distancing going on, I am at home. And Adam is at home, so we've got some great guests tonight. So if I want to start first off, let me just say, everybody, thanks for watching. It's been a great week so far. Tomorrow night on the show, Tommy Lee Jones, Matt Damon, and Dave Grohl will be stopping by from the Foo Fighters. But tonight, first, we have a great show for you tonight. Of course, as Adam mentioned, the incredible Don Most, fame of Happy Days and just about everything, singer. Of course, we got actor Robert Shepard on. We're so excited to have Robert on tonight. And some two friends from Yankee Fantasy Camp, Don Agronsky and Peter Grossman. So, Adam, what's going on with you?
Not much. I really messed up that intro. I looked at my screen. I'm like, oh my God, we have to start already. I'm not used to this. So, but you know what? My cue cards, everything is all a mess. If you see what's in front of me, it looks like the Hubble shuttle station of NASA.
Hubble shuttle station. Okay.
So, so it's a little crazy right now, but everything's good, I mean, hopefully, the news has been good. We haven't heard that much news about deaths on TV, and things are settling down. We're all getting a little bit better, and hopefully we'll be out of this very soon.
Well, that's what we're here for, to try and make everybody laugh and get through this thing together. Obviously, Hometown Hero has been doing a lot over the years. Now here we are in the middle of another crisis, and this one's, worldwide, just not. The last one we went through here locally was Hurricane Sandy, which was quite a nightmare. But this is a pandemic that I don't think you or I or anybody could see coming. So we'll all just hunker down and try to get through it. Stay home. It saves lives. I have to mention too. Last week we mentioned our good friend Rob from the Sugar Hill Gang. Unfortunately, his wife passed away, his ex-wife, and I got his ex-wife and his wife. And I got a call this week from Wonder Mike and Flo. Wonder Mike, who was on the show just 2 weeks ago, and unfortunately, Rob has now passed away. So it kind of hit our family as that group and are good friends of ours. They've helped out Hometown Heroes throughout the years, and very sad news this week to hear that. So
it's terrible, and we're hearing a lot of people unfortunately passing, and our hearts go out to each and every person. And if you're suffering through this horrible time, we're here for you. We're here to talk to you. We're here to make you happy, and that's why we're doing this, right, Mike?
Yeah, we've every week we've had some great guests. We're just going to keep doing this until we can go back out. Adam and I always say we're used to actually doing this live in a studio with 400 people, and we do it a few times a year, and it's always been great. Our audience is always great. Our Hometown Hero supporters have been wonderful, and to do it here, even without Adam in the same room, we were talking last week. The chemistry is off. It's different. It just has a different feel to it.
Yeah, it's very different. I honestly, it's an honor always sitting next to you and kind of, feeling that vibe. And it's just not there. It's not right. I feel like, listen, we're professionals. This is what we do. You do comedy. I do public speaking and DJing and, emceeing in front of thousands of people. And when you don't have those people to laugh with you or join in, it just feels off. And I'm sure our guests kind of feel the same way tonight, that, how we feel, Mike.
Well, I was talking to, you say comedy, I was talking to Susie Yango not too long ago, the owner of Catch a Rising Star. A lot of comics are being asked to do virtual comedy. And how do you do that? The reason we seat comedy club seats so close to each other in a club is because laughter is contagious. So it's really tough to do that. But I got to tell you, we have some friends that are you and I have worked with over the years, and they have done a phenomenal job of just trying to get content out there, make people laugh. It's great to see a lot of our actor friends, Mike Marino, Anthony Rodia. There's so many. Bobby Collins, who we had on the show a couple weeks ago,
amazing, is
doing a new internet series. So I'm glad everybody's working and trying to get through this together, but it is what it is. So
yeah, absolutely. So you're lucky enough to have really nice hair.
Try.
Did you give yourself a haircut?
Yes.
All right, good. Well, my hair's a little wild, and I feel like I have the Donald Trump comb over right now.
I've successfully gotten my hair to not grow in the last 6 weeks. That's a lie, but yeah, you'll be a mountain man by the time this is over, and I still got to go out and see clients every day. So I'm trying to look.
I know. Well, at least somebody that cuts really good hair.
Thanks.
So.
I'll send her over to your house when you get a chance, if your wife lets her.
Please. Well, listen, I'm not paying $110 for a haircut like you do, because
okay. All right. It's not quite that much, Adam, but okay. I appreciate the throwing me under the bus. Let's get to our first guest. I know he's in holding. Why don't we? And everybody knows Don Most. Why don't you? We have a couple intro videos. Of course, everybody remembers Don Most from Happy Days. I watched Happy Days growing up. And Adam, your bar mitzvah was a Happy Days theme, I believe, right?
Yeah. So what's actually before we bring Don in, you know what? Wait. Let's do our intro, and we'll bring Don in, and it'll be a fun time. So,
all right,
ladies and gentlemen.
Sunday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days. Thursday, Friday, happy days.
There he is.
There he is.
Donnie, you haven't aged a bit.
Well, there's a painting, I guess, in my closet, right? And that one's aging.
How you doing? And I want to thank you for joining us. You're in sunny California, I guess.
Yeah, I am, and it was like 90 degrees today. It was crazy. I didn't even go out. Well, none of us are really going out much anyway. But sometimes I'll go for some walks around here. It's pretty. You can do it. It's not a lot of people. It's pretty quiet, and you could do it with a mask or even without, because it's pretty easy where I am. But I didn't even venture out today. It's pretty hot. This is unusual. I mean, it's always pretty good weather here, but this is a bit of a heat spell right now.
Well, it's 47 degrees and rainy and cold in New Jersey. So.
Oh gosh! All right.
When I can get on a plane, I'll come visit.
All right.
Yeah. So Don, I want to show you something. As Mike mentioned, he said that, at my bar mitzvah, my theme, the slogan was hoppin', boppin', and rockin' at Adam's bar mitzvah.
Oh.
And all of the centerpieces had soda shop, 1950s, Happy Days theme.
Right.
And when Mike said, and Bill Francis said, Don Most is coming on the show, I said, wait, Don Most, like Ralph Malph? And he goes, yeah. He goes, how the hell do you know? You're 35 years old. What do you know about Happy Days? I said, well, I know a lot about Happy Days because
there he is.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so there I was, with the Fonz,
Yeah, you had the leather jacket and
that's it, So they did like that funny cardboard cutout of me and everything.
That's hysterical.
Right, Donnie, that's the day Adam became a man, and it's been downhill ever since. So.
Yeah, that's symbolic of that, right?
Yeah.
Now, what I know you're doing a lot now. You want to regress a little bit? Let's talk about it. And I'm sure a lot of fans want to hear about.
Sure.
Your experience on Happy Days and how that part came about for you, and just in general. It was out for how many seasons?
Well, the show ran 11 seasons. I did the first 7, and then after that, my contract was up, and for a lot of different reasons, I and Ron Howard at the same time decided we not to sign up again, renew, and Ron wanted to do directing. I don't know whatever happened with that, and then I just felt playing one character for 7 years, and there was a lot of reasons, but I thought it was just time. I was 27, 28, and I wanted to try to have a career that would go beyond just that and would encompass many different kinds of roles, because I wasn't really like the character that I was, but yet I could see, you get so associated with the character, especially back then. Not as much these days, but back then when there was only 3 networks, there was no cable, there was no internet. So we have 50 million people watching us on a Tuesday night, and so it was much more, you were much more prone to that whole, typecasting kind of syndrome. And it was a real thing. So I just felt, it was time to try to expand, and it was tough, but I kept working at it and, chipping away and doing things, theater and a bunch of, TV guest starring roles and TV movies and some features, and then a lot of independent films and a lot of theater. And then as of late, it's really been opening up much more so. And I guess that's one of the good things about getting older, because back then it was hard to get away from it when I was younger, but there's so much time and distance from Happy Days now. And I'm certainly in a different age kind of bracket. And
sure. So I get typecast. Yeah.
So now all these really interesting roles are coming my way that wouldn't have, 15 years ago. I'm on a movie. I'm in a movie right now that's called MBF, Man's Best Friend. But dogs are involved, but not in the way you'd expect. It's a pretty heavy film about a wounded vet, and I play a defense attorney in the film. It's on Amazon Prime. And I also did another film recently called Lost Heart, which will be coming out in the early fall. And I play a local pastor. So very different kinds of roles. And I was just doing a play called Middletown. We were in Chicago for a month, but then we had to cut it off early when everything started, happening. And I was doing another play called Art before that. So really, I'm really appreciative of getting to do all the kinds of roles that I've been wanting to, quality kinds of interesting roles, dramatic, comedy, whatever. And it's been really nice. And there's one we could talk about in a minute whenever you want that I'm doing with my old buddy Anson Williams, who played Potsy.
Sure, Potsy, right?
On Happy Days. And you'd think, well, why would I want to do that if I'm trying to get away? But this is completely different.
Well, you guys are pretty good friends.
Oh, we're great friends. Yeah, he's like my best friend, and we see each other all the time. Well, not as of late, but we talk to each other constantly, and we've remained very close. And getting a chance to work together again as actors, which was the first time we had done that since Happy Days.
Is that the Virtual Vignettes project?
That's Viral Vignettes.
Viral Vignettes.
That's another one I'll tell you about in a second. This one is a pilot that Anson and I did called Harvest Time. And the producer, David Levin, came to us, it was a little while ago, with this idea of taking two iconic actors, a duo that people are very familiar with and have great chemistry together. They work really well together, and people would love to see them together again, but put them in something completely different, where it would sort of turn it on its ear. And so you wouldn't expect it, but yet you still have that great chemistry between these actors. So we liked the idea and showed us a bunch of scripts that were written by this New York playwright, Fred Stroppel. And they were all great, all these one-act scripts. That was the source material the idea was each week it would be a different duo, and so we shot the pilot, and it came out, and Anson and I, got together and worked on it, and he directed. We've both directed, but he's directed way more than I have, like over 300 TV shows. And so he directed it, did a great job of figuring out how to capture this on film. So it's, because it's two of us going at it for almost a half an hour in one location, and it gets pretty intense. And so you want to capture that right, so it doesn't feel like a play, and he did a great job. It's really, you feel like you're right there in the room with us. So what happened was we pulled back. We had interest in it when we did this a little while ago, but we pulled back because it just wasn't feeling right. And then the producer called us and said, we think maybe this is a good time to put it out there with everybody, at home, not knowing what to watch, and
right.
and let's put it out there, and maybe it'll generate into something. So it premiered just about 2 weeks ago on YouTube. Okay. So you could just search on YouTube Harvest Time and put either Anson Williams or Don Most and come up. And like I said, it is not what you would expect. The language sometimes is pretty raw. It's very funny at times, but the comedy is very dark. And then it gets pretty, people are pretty surprised, but the response has been fabulous. They're really loving it.
Well, now that everybody's done watching Tiger King on Netflix, we have
right.
nothing to watch. So
So check out Harvest Time.
Harvest.
Yeah, you guys both should check it out. I'm telling you,
I will.
It's pretty. It's an excellent piece. It was incredibly well written, and we work great together still, but in totally different characters. Very different.
Now tell me about Viral Vignettes.
Yeah, the same producer, David Levin, came up with this idea. With everybody's at home, and you still want to be productive and creative. He came up with this series of vignettes, viral vignettes for this time, where you get two actors playing characters that have to, just like we have to communicate through Skype or, whatever the platform is, and create a whole series of them with well-known actors, and then some of the characters might come back. So and interact with a different character from this. So I did one that it premiered. My episode was the premiere. I did it with Robert Wool, wonderful actor, comedian from Batman, Hollywood Nights, Arliss. He created and played Arliss on HBO. And he and I had done a play, The Sunshine Boys, together. So when I called him up and he said, I'm in. And it's funny. It's really funny. It's called Old Buddies. So if you look up on Viral Vignettes, also on YouTube, Old Buddies with me and Robert Wool. Barry Bostwick just did one that aired.
Barry's my cousin.
Really?
Yeah. Well, by marriage. Yeah.
Oh.
And now they're divorced. So he's divorced cousin by marriage. But yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, he just did his premiered 2 nights ago, and then I did another one with an actress, Gail O'Grady, that will be on soon, and a lot of other good actors. So that was a lot of fun because I shot it right here. This is how I was in here playing cousins to Robert Wool, and he was in his house, and we had this beautiful, great scene written by Fred Stroppel, who wrote Harvest Time. So and the dialogue, and it's very, very funny. You'll really enjoy it. Check it out.
I got Adam and I. We're doing. Of course, you're coming on, and I know about your career and what you've been doing. You've been doing a lot of singing. And performing. We have a clip. Can we show that really quick? Can I?
Yeah. You got to tell me which clip it is.
I don't know.
All right.
I'll set it up for you, Don. So it's you on stage singing some live jazz, so you'll see. All right.
Let's check it out. Let's see what it is.
That's it. I love that big band, Don. I wish I could do that.
I love big band, swing, jazz. Always did since I was very young. I was singing before I was acting. I was singing in the Catskill Mountains the summer when I was 15 years old. And
which one?
All the hotels. Every single one except the Concord. Grossinger's, Nevele, Pines, Tamarack, Kutcher's, did them all. So I was singing, and I've always loved that music. I started putting an act together again 6 years ago, doing this jazz clubs in New York, LA, and all around. And I have a CD out called Mostly Swinging, and it swings. It's some of the best jazz studio guys out in LA, and a producer named Willie Murillo, who's an amazing trumpet player, and he wrote the arrangements, just killer. So I'm real happy about it. And I'm in the middle of doing another CD with a producer in Nashville right now. Going to be doing a little different style, still jazz standards, but in a more contemporary, not the big band setting, and some 70s rock, R&B. So, really having fun with that.
Maybe we can get you out here on the East Coast doing a show one of these days.
Yeah. I did one in Freehold, New Jersey, not that long ago in their live, one of their festivals, a jazz and blues festival.
Really?
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Our good friend Vinny Pastore was up there at one of their festivals.
Yeah.
And our other, unfortunately, my friend Danny Aiello, who just passed.
Yes. It's so sad to hear that about Danny. Yeah, definitely. I'm going to get back into the Jersey area. I did a show. I was out at McClune's once, out at the shore. Did a show there.
Don, I think you would be great at Count Basie. That's your place.
Oh, I did a show in Red Bank at the Basie Theater. It was a charity. It was a charity event, and with a big band, and they had strings, and it was Dina Martin and I, and then a bunch of other really talented people that it was Sinatra's birthday, so it was that kind of an event.
Yeah, there's a gentleman, Michael Martucci, that is doing a lot of Sinatra stuff now. He has a lot of concerts going on the East Coast, Asbury Park, Long Branch, Red Bank. He's doing a ton of stuff, and he just did Sinatra's birthday this past year.
I love that. I was I've done a 54 Below in New York, which is a great venue, and the Iridium Jazz Club and the Cutting Room. So yeah, I'm gonna keep doing it and juggling acting and directing. I've directed a few independent films, and our friend Bill Francis, who got me on this, we have mutual friends, and there's a project I'm excited about that hopefully we'll get it. It's we got to get it financed, but we're going to get a great script. It's the story of Tommy John, and Bill knows Tommy and Cheryl.
Tommy was on the show last week. Sure, Cheryl
That's
just
right.
said hello.
Yeah,
there she is.
So I and a producing partner, we optioned the rights to Tommy's book and life story, and we have a really good writer that a great writer. So we're getting close to getting our development money to be able to have the writer go and crank out the script. And then once we have the script, hopefully then we'll be able to get it made. So I'm excited about that.
Anything we could always do to help you promote, we can't thank you enough for helping out Hometown Heroes. We're just trying to stay relevant at this point because, being at home, Adam and I just said, what's a great way to kind of get out there, let everybody know what's going around the country, keep in touch with our friends and try to, give a little bit of entertainment in this dark time.
Yeah, absolutely. And Hometown Heroes, I watched a video and I learned a little bit about it, doing just great work. What a wonderful organization and just fantastic work that you're doing. And thank you. And everybody should look into this and support it.
I appreciate that, Don. Now, Adam's got one more clip here. I know he's dying to play it because he pulled a Happy Days clip of you. But I know. Why don't you run that really quick? I want to ask you about this.
All right.
It's you and Anson.
All right. Let me see.
It's true. He's against everything I deeply believe in. Like what? Like necking, drive-in movies, girly books, Inspiration Point, Bridget Bardot. You go to church every Sunday? Of course. I'm as religious as the next guy.
A great scene. What year was that? What do you think? I mean,
I could tell you that was either the first season. I think it was in the first season. We started shooting in December, late 73, premiered in 74, and then we shot all the way the first season through up until around April or May. So it was either late. I mean, it was either spring of 74 or fall of 74. That's when we shot that.
Did you think the show at that time was going to have the success it did?
It's hard to have been able to predict the monumental success that the show had. But when we were doing the pilot, the very first episode, and I met everybody and I was watching, even when I wasn't in the scenes, I watched every single scene. And I remember calling my parents in Brooklyn, where I grew up, and I said, I've got a really good feeling about this. I think this was a pilot. We didn't even know if we were going to get on the air. Right. So I said, I think this is going to go, and because I was watching, I was working with Ron and Anson, and then seeing Henry Winkler do his thing at the beginning, when he was at the very beginning. And then watching I would sit and watch all the family scenes, watching Tom Bosley and Marion and Aaron Moran and Rich, Ron. And I just felt it, so I thought it could be pretty successful. I can't say that I envisioned it becoming the number one show at the time for years and one of the most successful shows, in his TV history. I couldn't have figured that. But I did have good feelings about the potential for it to be successful.
Yeah, you guys have all had great careers. It's funny you talk about being typecast. You think Henry Winkler was one of those characters that you think would be typecast, but you watch him in shows like Barry, which he's on now on HBO.
Yeah,
it shows very dynamic.
It shows the talent that there was a lot of talent in that cast. And people thought, we a bunch of kids goofing around, having fun, but we took it seriously. We worked really hard at making it look like it was easy, and that's what I always felt. And Gary Marshall, our creator, being our exec producer, and the comic genius, and Jerry Paris, our director, one of the great comedic directors. There was great talent there, and it's nice that it's coming. There's almost like more respect for the show. It was always popular, but it didn't have the kind of respect of the industry.
Yeah.
But it's changing, and yes, Henry. It wasn't easy for Henry. It took him a while to beat that down. It took a while, but he's such a talented actor, and I'm so happy that he won the Emmy last year. It was fabulous, just great.
Yeah. So one last question from me, Don. Have you been to Mel's Diner in Universal Studios?
No, I haven't. I haven't been there. I'm going to have to.
I would love to see, be a fly on the wall as you walk in there, order a burger, and people look at you. That's
but that was graffiti. But it's almost almost interchangeable to some.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
We're gonna check out. So we're checking out MFB Harvest Place, right? Harvest.
MBF, Man's Best Friend.
MBF. Yeah. Now maybe I'm thinking. Yeah.
Just think Man's Best Friend on Amazon Prime, Harvest Time on YouTube with Anson and myself, and Viral Vignettes. I did one with Robert Wool and myself, and that episode is called Old Buddies.
And Bill Francis is typing in. He wants a shout out to Morgan, and he's pledging $25 from him and Cheryl Beecher-Zeldin. So. Oh,
that's nice. Thanks, Bill, and thanks for introducing me to these gentlemen, and I enjoyed talking to them very much.
We hope to see you here again soon. We'll get you in Jersey one of these days if we don't catch you out in California first.
Definitely. We'll do it.
Thank you so much, Don.
Thank you. Good. Stay safe.
Thank you so much. Great seeing you.
Thank you too. Bye-bye.
Don Most, everybody. Isn't that cool? Don Most. Now I know what to watch because I have Amazon Prime and I have YouTube, obviously. And now that the Tiger King is out of the way and all the other shows that I've watched, I've been craving new material. So this is good. So now I can check out Don and some of his work.
Yeah. So you know what? If you don't ask, you never know, right?
What?
What?
What? No, I'm teasing because you can see on the screen that Robert Shepard is up next. So it's him right now. What's that?
Can you hear me?
So our next guest, folks, and if you don't recognize the name, you're definitely going to recognize his face because I see his commercial 10 times a day. I know it verbatim. But Robert Shepard has been in well over 100 movies. So if you don't recognize him from his commercial, you might recognize him in little roles from movies like Lincoln. Adam, you have a clip of Bob?
I do, and there's Robert.
There's Bob. How you doing, Bob? Uh-oh, we have no audio. Might have to hit the mic. Let's see. Nope, that's muted now.
We can't hear you.
We can't hear.
And he's been on.
Yeah, I know. Bob's been watching the show. And for some reason, we can't hear Bob right now. Bob, maybe what we can do is you want to switch the device like we did. Switch to a different device and see if that microphone's working. We'll play that clip while we're doing that. Okay. All right. We'll get Bob back in a second. Some technical problems, but Bob's been in a million movies. It's like, so he was the doctor, Adam, in Lincoln when Lincoln died. He was the Surgeon General, and you'll recognize Bob from just about every role he's been in. You can tell us about that in a minute. You want to tell what's that?
So I was going to say I was doing some searching on the internet to find some clips of Bob, and I'm like, wait, Bob is the guy who is in every Discovery Channel program of just reenactments of snake bites or somebody falling down the stairs.
Oh, you always wonder who that guy is. Now you know it's Bob Shepard.
I was like, seriously, who gets these roles? Bob Shepard.
Well, you got. Can we play? Let's play Bob's commercial while we're waiting here because you'll get a because it's apropos that we can't hear Bob. So hit it.
All right, here we go.
I love you, Dad.
What?
I love you.
What?
If you need hearing aids, even if you already have them and want a backup, or if you're tired of changing batteries, Hearing Assist will change your life.
That's Bob Shepard. And like I said, it's ironic that we can't hear him. So let's get him. We'll get him back in a second.
I think he's here, but we just can't see his video. But hopefully he'll be able to put his camera on, and there we go. So let's see if he can come in, and here we go. Ready? Let's see.
Can I mess with Bob? Bob, can you hear me? What? We still can't hear you.
We can't hear him.
We can't hear Bob. Here, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Hold on. Let's make this easy. I'm going to make this easy for our audience, Bob. I'm going to call Bob right now. And that way, we'll have audio, even if it's not that way. We'll make this work.
All right, let's do it.
All right, here you go.
Hello?
Hey, what?
Hey, can you hear me now?
Now we can hear you. How you doing, buddy?
Great. I'm sorry about that.
It's okay. Technical difficulties will make it work. I might get a little feedback, but so can you tell us? I was talking to you earlier. I know this is going to be a little tough here. Let's see. Where's that? Is that good, Adam? Right there? Actually, yeah. That's. You know what? It's your phone on your end. So if you talk into your phone, I can hear you here. And how do we fix that, Adam? Actually, turn your volume down, Bob, on your computer.
Okay. And then it should be.
We won't get a feedback.
Okay.
We'll make it work. We're pros at this. And then you can hear Adam through here.
Yeah.
There we go. Hey. Thank you for joining us, Bob. We just played the hearing assist commercial while we were waiting.
What? I missed it.
That's all right. Now, I was just telling our audience that you've been in well over 100 movies.
I really have. It started out doing a lot of extra work, and then ultimately, by continuing to work, it ended up to more principal roles. So I've had the opportunity to do just about every form of entertainment that there is.
Yeah. Now you're joining us from Virginia this evening, right?
That is correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hope the weather is better there. It's 47 and cold here in New Jersey.
Well, it was really warm today, but it's raining tonight.
Yeah. Hopefully that'll come up. The warm weather will come up. You, how are you handling this? I know it's been tough, with coronavirus and being locked away. You're obviously not working at this time, just like everybody else is. Do you have projects in the works that are on hold now? That
Yes, there's a couple of things that were pushed back, but fortunately, a lot of the other projects are scheduled for later in the year. So I'm trusting that they're going to be able to get back on track.
Okay. Now, Adam was just telling the audience when we were trying to get you back that you're in just about every Discovery Channel show, seen History Channel. What? There's some.
Oh, did you? Well, yes, there was a company actually here called New Dimension Pictures, and they did FBI files, the prosecutors, show after show. So some years I would do as many as 9 or 10 shows.
Wow. That's incredible.
It was like
It was really a great learning experience because most of them were more ad lib. They would give you what they wanted and then just let you go. But then some of the shows become more scripted. But either way, I think it really helped you become more natural in front of the camera. So I really value that experience that I had.
Yeah. Now everybody obviously now knows the hearing assist commercial because it's probably on 100 times a day. When I wake up in the morning, I hear Bob Shepard. I turn over at night, it's Bob Shepard. Waking up and going to bed with you just about every night, and that's scary, Bob, because you're in my broom every day. So this has brought a lot of notoriety to you, obviously. We were talking, you're probably getting recognized in the airport now, right?
Well, it is. It's been interesting. I've worked enough that over the years, when I would be out, I would have people kind of look at me like, he looks a little familiar, but that would be it. But now people will walk up and say, hey, you're that hearing assist guy. And it's not uncommon to want a selfie, and all kinds of fun things have resulted from that commercial.
Yeah. What do you have going on now that you want to promote and talk about?
A couple of things. One, there is a new, I know Donnie was talking about Harvest being dark. Well, I actually have a mini series called The Dark. That's the title of it. and it's set in the last days, and it's in the 7th year of the tribulation, and there's a little band of Christians that are trying to make it through, and unfortunately, my character has sold out to the dark. So I am a loopy old farmer, and I just happily go along doing some really bad things.
Where can folks see this?
Well, it's not. Well, I'm not sure. They're in negotiations right now. I think I would look for it on Amazon. Sometimes they end up on the PureFlix, but it'll be on several streaming sites as well. But it'll be coming soon. I was hoping we would know the date by now, but I just checked with Chip Rossetti, the producer-director, and he's not sure yet what the venue is going to be. Also have a film called Married for Mayor that was supposed to be out the 1st of April. Corbin Burnson, he's producer, director, star. I have a really nice role in that, and I'm hoping that's going to be out soon as well. I had a film that recently was in theaters called First Lady. And it was a great fun. I got to play a king of all things, which is pretty high cotton for an old country boy.
That's pretty cool. What now? We were talking earlier. I was saying I got friends out in Hollywood, and we were talking about Steve Carell and Rainn Wilson. I know you had a scene with Rainn in a film. Is it a film or a TV show?
No, it was a film. It was called Permanent.
Okay.
And yes, I had a nice scene. I'm a college counselor, and he's gotten out of the Air Force, enrolling in the college. And I have to tell him that he's going to have to take a swimming course, and he hates that because he wears this awful wig throughout the movie, and he doesn't want to get it wet.
You really are that guy. You're that guy. You've been doing this for 30 years.
Yes, that's right. And then wanted to do it even before that, with starts and stops, and life had to go on, had to take care of family. But I actually made my TV debut back in 1970 as Bachelor #2 on the dating game.
How did you do?
I won. Yeah.
Is this Mrs. Shepard here now or no?
No, we won't talk about that.
All right, because that would be an amazing story if it was.
No, this was well before I had met my lovely bride, and it was kind of crazy because I was raised in the Ozarks, and we actually did not get that show because you gentlemen, being urban, I suppose, don't realize what the country was like back in the early days. You had these long poles with the antenna on top, and if you're lucky, you would get one channel, and that's all we got. It didn't happen to be the one dating game was on. But I kept up with stuff in show business. I spent the summer with an aunt. I wanted to be on TV, so I called them up. They said, yeah, come on out. Went to an audition. Lo and behold, got a call back. Got booked for the show. And then ultimately, this young lady by the name of Jill selected me for the date.
Wow. Now, it's funny to do all that work in 30 years, right? And get 100 parts in different television shows and movies and just, I mean, it's a grind to be an actor. You're talking to, Donnie, and Donnie's out there chugging. Everybody that we know as an actor is out there working hard. It's not an easy job. How did you got to tell us about how did the hearing assist commercial come up? Because obviously that is just, is that something that, I know you're getting a lot of notoriety from it. Is that one of the, yeah, thank you, Adam. As you see, Adam's putting, can you hear me on the screen? Is that one of the more well-played roles that you've had?
It would absolutely happen because it is, as you said, it's international. It's on multiple channels, and it plays multiple times every day. So it absolutely is. Now, I also had a Geico commercial a few years ago, and I was marrying this couple on the beach. And it was a national spot, and they actually renewed it about 4 different times. Wow. So it's got a lot of play, but the renewal would be like for 2 months at a time. So not like this. This is like, 12 months round the clock. And hearing it's there.
That's nuts. Well, I hope you get paid every time it airs. Oh boy. You want to get? Are you gonna keep? I know you were in Army. You were in the Army for before you started acting, correct?
Yes, yes. It was actually after I was on the dating game, but and then I was a school teacher and in and out. But I actually ended up, thankfully, was able to serve almost 22 years.
Wow! Thank you for your service.
Well, you are very welcome. It was a real blessing. It was kind of odd. I didn't realize I would like the Army as much as I did. And I had gotten out actually, and I had moved out to Hollywood to pursue the career earlier on. And then due to some health difficulties, we had to come back, teach school, got back in the military again. But I really missed it. And I think mainly the young troops, young men and women that make up the young troops. I just really, really enjoyed being a part of that whole process.
Yeah, well, at Hometown Heroes, we try to provide hero platforms for people all over the country to step up and be heroes, and they do. They come out from all over. I mean, just last week we did a great food drive out in LA with a woman, Monica, at Monica's Livermore. People come up and step up from all over. But as Army, as everybody in the military, police, fire, we work with a lot. Some true heroes that are donating and dedicating their time and service to keep this country the way it is. So we couldn't be more thankful for guys like you.
Well, and I will tell you, as you notice, in our current time that we are in, the military is playing a very critical role in doing the hospital support and all of those things. So both the active and the National Guard have really played an important role in this virus, COVID virus that we're experiencing.
Yeah. Are you guys doing anything different now? I mean, I know this is tough for everybody, but how is this affecting you personally?
Well, we're like most people that I know. We're home. We do actually try to do a lot of takeout food because I think it's important to kind of support those restaurants and people. And so we are pretty frequently we will go out and do carry out. But really, that's about it. That and pick up groceries. So here I try to walk, 2 or 3 times a week. But it's surprising about other little things have kind of come up over the time, and it's actually gone by more quickly than I had anticipated.
Well, we're going to get this through this together, and hopefully it'll be over sooner than not. But in the meantime, while we're doing these shows, we couldn't be happier that you chose to join us tonight, say hello to our audience, and just help make us laugh a little bit, Bob.
Well, I so appreciate what you are doing. And always know that I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much. We look forward to seeing you again. We'll talk soon. All right, buddy?
I appreciate it.
All right, Bob. Bob Shepard, everybody.
Bye.
Very cool. I literally hear, and I can shut my phone off now. Can we hear each other? All right, there we go. I literally hear Bob every single morning. I turn on my news in the morning, and there's Bob. So God bless him. What a great guy. And I can say he's one of the nicest guys you'll ever talk to. We spent probably a half hour on the phone the other day just chatting about life and coronavirus and acting and mutual friends that we have. He's one of the nicest guys.
It's crazy.
Do we have, what's that?
I said the way he speaks and the way his articulation reminds me of my late grandfather. So.
So why would you say that?
Well,
I'm sure you love your, but then come on. I mean, we're gonna be funny here, but you just compared someone to someone who's not living anymore, and Bob's got a lot of life left in him. So
I'm not saying bad things at all. I'm just saying that he has the great articulation of my grandfather. So that's a compliment.
Bob's more vibrant than the next 2 guests. Do we have? Is Peter in yet or no?
No, we haven't seen him yet, but I know that Don is here, and Don will probably kick my ass because I said his last name wrong. But
why don't we do this? I'm gonna because the power of phones and technology and all this nonsense that we can't figure out. I'm gonna give Peter a quick text. But why don't we get? You got a clip? Did you get that clip I sent you?
I do have, but I'm not sure where you would like me to start it, just because it's a long clip. But
no, small one I sent you.
Oh, the small one?
Yeah. You have that?
The one that I edited down.
I don't know what you did. Why don't we just bring Donna Gronsky in here, folks? So I do some fun stuff here, and I got a team of there he is, Donna Gronsky, everybody. Yeah, you got to unmute.
There we go.
There you go.
All right. I didn't
all
hear
right,
you pronounce my name earlier, so you're fine with me. You get
we're still trying to find Pete.
Yeah, I was wondering.
I don't know where Grossman is. Does he realize the time difference between New York and California? Don, you're in LA, right?
Yeah, and
Okay.
he's just down the street. So it's, I mean, when I did this with Andy's daughter, who's about to graduate college, I reminded her, by the way, you're in Virginia and I'm in California, so we're talking about 1 o'clock, Mike. She goes, oh, thanks for reminding me. Like, maybe she should do a 5th year of college.
Let me set this up, Don, because and a lot of folks don't know, but I'm a big Yankee fan. Don's a big Yankee fan. Adam doesn't know what baseball is, but that's okay. So
We are.
Well, a lot of people don't know, but I played down at Yankee Fantasy Camp, and Don is on my team, the captain. So now I took a vote. And by the way, all the captains keep in touch, and I mean like keep in touch. Like there's a text thread that's thousands of what are you playing? Thousands of things long, because there's probably, I get like 100 texts a day just from the Yankee Fantasy campers. So I took a vote and I said, out of all of the campers, who do you think should be on the show? And everybody voted Don and Steve. So folks, this is Donna Grosky. Don is the biggest pain in the ass on the team. I'm just kidding, Don. he's a lovable guy. And we got a clip of you being a lovable guy. Do you have that, Adam, or no?
So
that's not the long one. No, not that one. That's the long one. That's the one Chris told me not to play.
Well,
and I really, I sent his over late. I sent it to your messenger, Adam. Did you get it?
no, I didn't get it because I wasn't allowed to view it. This is the only one that I got from Dropbox.
No. The one I sent you on Messenger is the open one now. You can see it.
I can't see it. I can't download
All right, take that one down because Chris Hearn is going to get upset if we play that one. Anyway, Don, tell us. I know you're a big Yankee fan like I am, and we're all craving sports. We had Brian Hoke on a couple weeks ago from the Yankees. I think you watched that. We had Tommy John on last week. I know you're in California, and I know you're a big Yankee fan out in California. How is this no sports affecting you?
Yeah, it's a little weird, but it's probably, I mean, obviously the whole situation sucks, but it might be healthy. When I was young, there was sports seasons. So there was like an end to baseball before there was basketball and football. And sports has become so, 24/7, 365. It was nice to know that I could live without it. The thing I miss the most probably is just playing, because I play on a baseball team. So that's the one that I manage this team, and it's, managing a team is, I think you've managed your team too, Mike, right?
Yeah, I have 2, and they're all waiting. We're getting like May 15th, maybe.
But I mean, I don't know about you, but for me, it's like, it's a constant effort to make sure you got enough guys to show up, is everybody paid? Is everybody there? All this stuff that has to be taken care of. Is our pitcher going to be there? And all that just came to a halt.
Yeah.
Right. And then there's nothing on TV either. So other than, not staying in as good a shape, it's probably healthy, but I'm okay now. I'm ready to watch.
I'm going to play a clip since Peter's not here. I'm going to play a clip of Peter. And I want you. Hold on, Adam's telling me wait.
Before we do that, just how technology is, it can't be better than anything. But
here's Donna Gronsky. This is Donna Gronsky versus Luis Soho from the Yankees. All right, and
this is good because I was taunting Louis and he was taunting me. And I told him I'm not going to be intimidated like Mickey Rivers, and you better be careful. He had to go to New York for that award show. I said, you're going to have to explain how it's a 50-year-old. Boom. That's right.
And watch Louis' reaction. And Louis said,
I got that on video.
I'm talking to him. I'm chirping nonstop, and he's like, wait, one last wave. Yeah.
And Louis said, he goes, he's not going to hit that.
No, he's not going to hit it. He's not going because remember, I was hitting off of Ramiro Mendoza.
Yes.
Who was not reaching back, to be honest, but still, I don't think we got. I don't think we got a lot of hits.
I would love to have Ramiro on the show, and he'll do it. He'll come on the show. I just call him and text him, but you know it's going to be every other word. So I'm gonna call Ramiro and ask him, but you're gonna have to translate. We're gonna have to get El Duque to translate.
I'll tell you, I've got the still shots from center field. It's an ugly swing. Okay, yeah. I actually swung the pitch before I fouled one off. It was a beautiful swing and had fouled it back. And this, I'm out. I'm a little I'm off balance. I reach around, but I mean, it could not have been better, right? Hey,
Monica.
You know, I've got Louis, who's been our manager all week, and Louis likes to jaw, and I like to jaw, and he's just giving me shit. And he's on the time before that, because I was lucky enough to get up twice. He was in his regular position, but laying down.
Yeah, Louis is a great guy. Louis.
I popped up. So this time he's there. He's taught me, and I mean, it was better than hitting a line drive to right center. To hit it right past him was the best possible outcome in that situation.
For the audience who doesn't know, but Luis Sojo and Ramiro Mendoza were our coaches on our team, the captains. And we got a great group of guys. I mean, when I say we keep in touch, I'm not kidding. Everybody texts every day. And we're following everybody's careers. Our team is, it's funny, most teams have like an area. They're from New York, New Jersey. Our team is from all over the country. We got most of you guys are in LA and in it's like Seattle area. And then you've got 3 guys from Jersey and Andy's from Virginia. So we all kind of keep in touch, talk about how the country's doing. While we're waiting for Peter to figure out how to use technology, he might be texting me now. No, it's not Peter. Let's show the clip of Peter Grossman, and I want you to narrate what's happening here, Don.
Okay. This was the first game early on, and we were not hitting it at all. So here's Pete, and he strokes one. Nice shot to right center. Everybody's like, hey.
I want everybody to turn around.
Where's the guy? Oh, no. Well, actually, I the first time I've seen this clip, that's the furthest. That's further than I remember him getting.
Yeah, me too. I thought he made it 5 feet. I guess he made it about halfway, but he went flat down on his nose.
That was me walking out to see him because I looked back and he was flat on the ground. When I first looked, he was flat and not moving. I thought, uh-oh, the guy had a heart attack. Apparently, he just sort of Joe Hardy did he got a nice hit. It was one of the best hits he got all camp. And his legs just gave out and he went, oh, you should. He looked like he got doubled up on by a very solid middleweight. I mean, his nose was wide. He was bloody.
And he wears glasses, and we're just happy they didn't break because we thought he was really injured. And the ironic part was he looked better after he broke his nose than he did before.
Well, yes. I've got a picture. We all have pictures of it. It was one of the – listen, we're laughing because he was okay, and he kept playing like most of the guys. I mean, he wasn't as bad as that guy who got hit in the face with the pop-up. Did you remember that guy? He was not on our team. He was on another team. And, I mean, he was like Frankenstein.
Mm-hmm.
But boy, these guys, they pay their $5,000, they're going to be out there.
Yeah. Well, just remember, if anyone wants to come to Yankee, and we'll tag Yankees Fantasy Camp in this. We've got a lot of friends. Grossman, where are you? We don't know where Peter went. Peter's an attorney, by the way, right? Is Peter an attorney?
I think so.
We're not sure. If Peter's an attorney, don't hire him, obviously, because he never makes it to court on time.
Well, I just want to say this about Fantasy Camp, because I don't know, I'm older than both of you guys, so I had put this off forever and ever and ever, and then it was a gift for my birthday last year from my nephews and my sister, and it was just, I had gotten to a point, a little low expectation. I'm going to play some ball. It'll be fun. I'll have a nice little vacation. And it was like 100 times more fun than I could have ever imagined. And I was on the phone with a buddy of mine from Northern California. We used to play ball. I don't see him much. And we used to play ball together. And when I told him I did it, I mean, he was in the same boat. He said, I've been talking about doing this for 20 years, for 30 years. Adam's eyes are glazing over. He has no idea. It's like, we might as well tell him about the Hall of Fame. He's not a sport. Right. But, and he was so, he was just so buzzed that I had finally done it, and all the excuses you make along the way. Oh, it's a bad year. Oh, somebody gets sick, somebody loses their job, stuff happens. The next thing you know, when this idea was first brought up, a friend of mine, I was probably in my late 40s, and my friend said, we got to do this before our prostates are bigger than the baseballs. Right? And fortunately, I made it. My exams every year are lovely. I've got by the way, that's another piece of advice for you. You should always have a female doctor to do your prostate exam because they have skinny fingers.
Don, we don't have that much time. We got like a minute left.
I'm not talking about Billy Martin banging some broad in the clubhouse. I'm just talking about.
I'm not going to tell Tommy John what he can and can't talk about. Okay, Tommy John can say whatever he wants whenever he wants to come on. All right. You are no Tommy John. I'm just
That's true. There is a distinction. There's a different a matter of 25 years of real baseball and World Series championships that separate us.
Although I did tell Brian Hoke that the last games to count down at Steinbrenner Field were our games.
I brought that up too to people. I said, hey, we were the last. I mean, we weren't. If you say they count, but we were among the last people to play at that stadium. Did they get? Though they got a couple weeks of spring training in before this thing crashed.
Yeah, but they didn't. But my point was they didn't culminate with a championship. Like
right.
We had a winner and a loser. Don, we got to run. But are you going to come back to camp this year?
I'm hopeful.
Okay.
Let's just get through the next couple of months.
Yeah, listen, buddy, stay safe. It is really good to see you. I know we always talk all the time on text, but it's good to see your face.
Yeah, this is fun.
Anytime you want to come join us, please say hello. We're going to try and get out to California as soon as we can get flights, and you're always welcome out here in New Jersey, and hopefully I will see you at the stadium for the reunion this year.
I'm hoping too, but I mean, and also congratulations to you guys. I mean, this Hometown Heroes is a really it's a great thing that you're doing. So all this is fun, and baseball is fun and stuff, but it's really great that you've gone above and beyond to give back. So that's really
awesome. I really appreciate that. It's good to see you. So I hope to see you soon. All right, be safe.
All right, well, I'll look for Pete.
He's fine, Pete. Let him know he missed out. We'll get Pete another day, everybody. Right. Thank you, Don Agronsky.
We'll see you.
All right. Don's a good guy. Don is one of the most outspoken guys on our team. And, it's funny. When you come down to fantasy camp, you really do make a lot of friends and family. And we are in the Yankees all one big family. So coaches, players, from all the training staff, everybody's just one big family. We're trying to stay safe here, but we all want some baseball. I'll have to call Brian Hoke and ask him what the status is of Aaron Judge down at Steinbrenner Field, but we'd like to get some sports. Adam, where are we going to be here? Who do we have next week? Well, you know what we have next week.
So as of right now, we have Daniel Goddard planning. He will be here. Last week, we had one of his friends on the show.
Brighton James was here. Brighton told us about the app, right, that he and Daniel are creating. So Daniel Goddard. And we also have
Tom Dressen.
Yeah, who used to host the Tonight Show. Big Sinatra guys to do a lot with Sinatra. I mean, Tom's like 80 years old, but like when I say like he's had a career, talk about a great interview. Wait till you see next week, Tom Dressen and Daniel Goddard. We might have another surprise guest for you as well.
Big surprise.
All right. Everybody, close it out.
Before we wrap up, I promised our friend, Monica, from Monica's Livermore, we would shout her out again. So this is Monica's Facebook page. They're based out of California, and they're doing some really, really awesome stuff for their Livermore area. They're hosting musicians at their restaurant. They're going live, and they're doing fundraisers. So with the fundraisers, they're basically raising money for meat packages, produce packages. There's an online to-go order, and they're donating a lot of their proceeds to the food bank in Livermore. So
we wound up last week. We did a fundraiser with them live right after our show, and they're in Pacific time. They went for 3 more hours, and we were able to raise. Talked to Monica yesterday about $5,000 worth of donations and food, so that they can feed people that are less fortunate than us. So big shout out to Monica Livermore. And Monica, looking forward to working with them again. They're doing such great work, and I cannot wait to go to the restaurant so that I can have a real meal at Monica's Living Room.
I heard the food is fantastic.
I'm
So,
gonna fly out.
do you think they do shipping to New Jersey?
Not for you, buddy. Not with that hair. Shake it up. All right, now say goodnight. Now really shake it up. Yeah, there you go. You look like, yeah.
Who did you say it looked like?
You look like Potsy. Oh, no, you look like Ishka Bibbles. Can we say goodbye on that note?
Ishka Bibble.
Good night, everybody. See you next week.
We will see you soon. We hope you had a great time with us tonight. And peace, love, happiness from Ishka Bibble.
There you go. Thank you to Donnie Most, Bob Shepard, Donna Gronsky, and Peter Grossman. We'll see you another time. Good night, everybody.
We'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Have a great night.